Alright, so I have recently decided that I want to curate a small collection of really good, mostly classic children's books for my nieces and nephews to read or to be read to when they get a little bit older. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to use this to revisit some books that I loved as a kid, but also to read some of these like children's classics that I missed out on. Not that you need an excuse to do something like that, but it is kind of, it gives additional motivation to get it done, I suppose. And keeping that in mind, I guess, as a segue, I recently read The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame, and it was an absolute delight. I think there's something about, I think Lewis talks about this, C.S. Lewis talks about this in an essay or two that he wrote, where you don't want to, when you write for children, you don't want to write down to them. You might tell a different type of story, but you don't write down to them, because that is like one way that they will learn new words. They will learn about the world, kind of in a safe environment that will prepare them to grow up in the world. And a good way of doing that is using animals with human characteristics. You know, these animals all act like humans do. They talk, they eat meals, they dress, they brush their hair, you know. And I just think that if it's really well done, even someone like me who's in his 30s can read this book for the first time and just enjoy it. And the writing in there is really, really good. Like, I really appreciated the way that it was written. I mean, just this page I just opened up to. Slowly, but with no doubt or hesitation whatever, and in something of a solemn expectancy, the two animals passed through the broken, tumultuous water and moored their boat at the flowery margin of the island. In silence they landed and pushed through the blossom and scented herbage and undergrowth that led up to the level ground, till they stood on a little lawn of a marvelous green, set round with nature's own orchard trees, crabapple, wild cherry, and sloe. I mean, that is a good paragraph. The book's a bit whimsical, but it's also got some like serious moments throughout it. Mr. Toad is nuts in like a really funny way. And then you've got the rat and the mole, who are just just great helpers to try to calm Toad and his ego down. They'll have their own hopes and dreams. Sir Toad with his motor cars, Rat with his river, and they all kind of help each other a bit throughout, and they're good friends. And then you've got the badger, who is just an absolute badass. And yeah, if you have not read this and you are an adult, do not look down your nose at this book. An added bonus, children's books are much cheaper than adult books. Yeah, so I'm excited to get to some others. I want to reread Treasure Island, which I absolutely loved as a kid. I want to read Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, A Secret Garden. I want to go back through the Chronicles of Narnia. I just recently read The Hobbit, which is kind of something that sort of inspired this, because that is sort of a children's book in a lot of ways. And just kind of read some books that maybe I wouldn't have read because they're for kids. they are for kids, but that does not mean that you as an adult cannot enjoy them. And so I guess that is sort of the point of this video. Yeah, thank you for listening to my ramble. If you have some of your favorite children's books, drop them in the comments, and I would love to have some recommendations that I could look into. Yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.